Hi, my name is PeeJ. Ooh, it's been that long. Oh, it's been that long. Hi, my name is PeeJ. Welcome back to Mograph on Tuesday. Sorry about that, I didn't upload it yesterday. I was a little bit busy. Not a little bit. I've been busy. I got stuff to do. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna waste your time, bro. I might slow up on the uploads because I got some schoolwork to do and I want to make more quality videos. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, we're making this Mograph scene from Brendan's edit, shown here. Very nice, very easy quotation marks. First thing what we want to do first is make the whole composition. We're doing Mograph, and then we start animating everything. I got my fusion clip for 1 second. Go into it. I have a color palette that I'm going to use. I'm just going to paste that right here. And start with the background node. Connect it up. Let's just connect that real quick. We have it down there. First thing we're going to do is going to make our 3D. So grab an image plane. Connect it with the merge, connect it to a 3D render, just those nodes over there, and connect it to the main comp, just like that. And then we could zoom this in so it fills up the full screen, something like that. All right, so add a background, put it to the image plane. Let's make this background the color, the darkest color, not the darkest color, just the darkest color. That one. Then we're gonna go to our effects library. We're gonna type in, we're doing templates, type in tube. Then we're gonna grab the 3D tube maker. Put it in, and we're going to connect this to the 3D merge right here. Then we can view this 3D tube, close your effects library, zoom out. So we're going to add a texture to certain parts of it. So if we go to materials, you can see that there's different material nodes, and those correspond with those arrows. So if I just take a background node, put the background node up here. Let's see, view the tube again, connect it to the background. Goes there. We hold Alt and go to the tube. We can just pick where we want the line to connect to. We want the inner material, and then we also, I believe, want these slices. Yep, just like that. You're gonna resize it now. Go here, height down a lot. Make the radius smaller as well, outer and inner. So let's just grab a 3XF, which is transform 3D, and then we could scale this down. Actually, I'm going to put the pivot point in the middle first. Try to. Good enough. Alright, scale it down. There we go. Okay, so we want to put this... We'll move this back to where it was, actually. Alright, that's fine. We'll scale it in the end. Put this, and we're just going to slide it over so it fits on top of this, like that. Right in the middle. Let's do the graphics for it here. So this is transparent, or going to be transparent. Let's add a merge, and then what I'm going to also add is my own merge node, which is the PeeJ multi-merge. Basically, it's just a bunch of merge nodes put together. But you can also, I have this tool available on my Discord server. If you'd like to join, there's a link in the description. You should join. You get this tool in the section that says from PeeJ under editor's library. Connect this up, and then we're going to grab a S ellipse, S render. That's not it. Connect it up. Let's view it here. All right, double click this, equal sign, pair it to the width, make it so it's centered a little bit. That's fine. Copy this again, paste. Let's put it to the merge again. We're gonna make the ring. Let's go a little bit bigger. Turn off solid. Turn up the border width. Very, very thin. Hold down Control, and you could do minor adjustments to this control. So now you can see, oops, that the ring is smaller. Let's make it a little bit thicker. All right, that works. Now let's do the outer ring, and I think I'm gonna put it on this merge or this background instead after the 3D. We can view this. Oh, it's super far away. Merge. You can actually copy this, paste, make the border thicker, like that, and then size bigger. There we go. It's all guesstimation, yeah. Let's move this here. Let's add another 3D transform, and then bring it closer. Okay, I'm just gonna scale it down here. Scale it down even more. We actually want it bigger than this. So I don't know what I'm doing. I take a week off of, editing, and, and I can't make tutorials. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. All right, let's do the circles. Okay, circle's gonna be easy. It's gonna go here, and there's like 3 of them, but I'm just gonna put 2 because I don't do all that work. So let's do S render. Just copy this again. Let's look at it. Let's put it to a merge. Then we're also gonna put it on the other input of the merge. Let's move this first. So, if you hold Alt and actually drag, you can just freely move this without having to hold a little center control. Resize that. Let's move this down same way. Oh, let's view it same way. Make it smaller. Now it works. All right. Let's add a transform. Then we're gonna add a merge again. And let's do the same thing again, but this time, on this merge, we're gonna hit flip, so it goes like that. So now we control both of these with this transform. Connected to the merge, there we go. With the transform, let's move it back, there we go. Let's do the X's then. X is here, so what I'm gonna do is grab a 3D text. Let's look into it, let's do a plus sign, and I'm actually gonna change the font to Roundo. You can find Roundo, I believe, on the font. Very nice, nice and round. Why am I saying that? 3DXF, we're gonna add a transform, connect it to the merge. Let's try and center this pivot point. That's not it. There we go. Yeah, okay. It's centered. Now let's edit the text. Extrusion depth. That works. Let's go to shading. Use one material, click that off, and then now we could use a different color. Let's pin this so we could see our color palette. This goes there. There we go. There we have our X. Let's resize it. Let's look at this first. There we go. Position it. Nice. Let's rotate a little bit. It's upwards, that's fine. Now I'm gonna do the same thing I kind of did here, but in 3D. So let's add a 3D merge from here, and then add another 3D transform. Put it here, and then we can move this to the other side. And rotate it differently. To the side, let's maybe even decrease the size. All right, now we have our composition kind of looking fine, and we can start animating. I believe the easiest motion is the circles first, so let's do that. There'll probably be more elements that we're gonna add later, but let's just do this. Keyframe the position. This is the end. We're gonna go to the start. Bring it to the keyframe that, and then we're going to move this. No, we're gonna. Okay, we're not. Move this to the side and down. Oh, that's the edge of the composition. All right, let's move this up then. There we go. Now everything's extremely big. All right, we have the animation. Needs to be further off the screen. Let's go to the spline. Put this in the spline graph. Drag it in there. Highlight everything. Hit S. Let's make a curve like that. That's fine. All right, for the X's, I'm going to use this transform. Let's keyframe it here, and then go to the end, and then let's turn it so they're off screen. That's really it for that. Spline, put it in the spline graph. S, let's do a different kind of graph so they have like a different kind of motion compared to the other ones. There you go. Let's animate the circle. So I believe it starts animating at like 4 frames instead. So keyframe the end, keyframe the start. Let's bring this all the way down. Bring in here. Let's do that graph. That works. We can do the same for this. Keyframe the start, keyframe the end, go back to the start. And let's just go 0. And change the spline graph like this. Let's animate the background ellipse. Same process, keyframe. I think this one starts more here, not like that. And now you can see that it's gonna be this thickness for the whole time. So let's fix that after we change the spline graph, of course. Start it out where it's at 0 and ends up there. Get rid of the width, and we're gonna animate the border width. Same type of graph. And now we're gonna start animating this ring. Let's go back to our tube, and I think we're gonna use this transform to position it how we want it to end. So it goes like, let's not change the pivot. It's like that. This needs to be skinnier. Let's change the angle so it's all the way circle. And of course it's not centered. Twist it around. Now it's matching up with the edge. Let's do that, and it goes like that. Not that much. Let's make the height less. So let's have a keyframe like this. And then we want it to start differently. Let's go at the very beginning. Like that. Go like that. I think that's kind of how it is. Let's see, whatever. Let's change the spline graph. Like this. Let's hit Control T, so we're actually moving both at the same time. Move that like that. Take this all the way back. Not bad. There's a little bit extra stuff that he does, so let's do that right now. There's a little blue line that goes all the way around when the circle expands, so it's gonna copy this. I'm actually gonna put it on one of these merges. Let's make room. Put it to the multi-merge. Or is it, does it pop up separately? No, it doesn't. It's perfectly fit. Okay. Let's change the color. Okay, here we go. Style, color. That much is fine. Make it go a little bit less. And we're gonna keyframe up the length and position. We want it to end with a length and position of this. We want it to start from here. Let's do the length down. That'll be fine. Let's change the spline. Lips into here. Let's get rid of hit Control T to get rid of that. And smooth everything. Make these curves everywhere. Let's see how it looks. Alright, it's not really going into much of a line, so I'm going to animate, put a different keyframe at the length at a certain point. So maybe like in the middle of it, or here. The length will be this big. And do another easing curve. There we go. And now there's another one that goes, that's 3D, that goes over and under. So let's do that one. Actually, we could take this 3D text, copy it, paste. We're gonna use Roundo again, but this time we're gonna use a bracket like that. Put it on our merge. We're gonna use a 3xf again. And we actually need to look at it because we're going to change the pivot point. So it's going to be in the middle. Bring it up. Bring it to the middle. Alright. Scale it down. Let's do it with a different transform. A lot of 3xfs. I mean, I have 7 here. Let's position it. Now it's in the right area. Let's go here. This animation is going to be with the Z. Okay, how are we gonna rotate it so it ends or it's behind the circle? So let's use that kind of transform. Yes, we do. Scale it down, position it, and if we do it again, okay, that's fine. We'll do that. Keyframe where it ends. Go to the start. Keyframe where you want it to start. Want it to start like that. There you go. And then let's change the spline. I think it wants to end here. The circle animation is a little bit small. I'm going to change that. and bigger. There we go. Oops. Now we can make this ring a little bigger. There we go. And adjust it. Here we go. That'll be our ring, I believe. Oh, let's get rid of the color palette. I think what I did add is motion blur on these circles. Just go up here and, oh, not the spline graph. Let's add motion blur. Alright, if you have any more questions or suggestions on what you do in the future, please let me know down below. If you'd like to join the Resolve AMV community Discord, there's a link in the description if you'd like to join, as well as my own server, which I'm much more active there. So if you'd like to talk to me, you should go there. Follow my editing Instagram at PeeJ_ENT. Alright, subscribe and have a good day.